Hey, what's going on? God bless you guys. Hope everyone's doing wonderful. God bless. Thanksgiving coming. Hopefully, you guys are getting ready to see some family and just to enjoy each other and just be grateful for what God has given us. But right now, I just want to share a little story, something that I feel God put in my heart. I was talking with my daughter the other day. Um, you know, as kids grow up, they start asking deeper questions and they start, opening up about things. And my daughter came up to me and my wife and she mentioned that she was thinking about getting a nose piercing. Um, I wasn't too thrilled about it. Um, and I asked her why. And she goes, because I like it. And, that's fair. You know what I mean? We get things because we like certain things or, it just makes us feel a certain way. And that's, that's cool. But the thing that we need to realize, at least what I feel heavy in my spirit, is that there's stigma attached to different things, different looks, artwork, colors. You know what I mean? You can't wear certain colors in the streets in certain areas. You can't wear your hat a certain, your fitted hat a certain way, in certain areas, for fear of, somebody thinking that you're part of a gang, right? And they may come at you and it's gonna go sideways. So it goes back to like the old saying, choose your battles, right? So what I got in my spirit right away was I told my daughter, I was like, well, let me ask you this. Do you know what a swastika is? And she didn't, which is fine. So I just explained it to her. I don't really know what's going on in the schools these days. I thought that used to be like a big thing, but that's neither here nor there. But I explained it to her, you know, it's a symbol of hatred, you know, with Hitler and everything like that, and the Holocaust and everything like that. And I asked her, you know, if you looked at the symbol and you enjoyed that symbol, it just looked cool, would you get that tatted on your body knowing the stigma attached to it? And I don't think anyone in their right mind is going to get a tattoo of a swastika and show it off, and be proud of it, unless you have hatred, you know, towards Jews or whatever. Unless you're really about that life, you're not gonna want that stigma attached because nobody's gonna listen to the fact that you just think it's a cool symbol. You think it looks cool. There's something attached to it. I had a buddy of mine recently who who used to work with me, and they kind of they let him go. He moved on, but he was a very you know fight for your rights type guy. And I don't know if I shared this with you. I may have, but just very like, nah, this ain't right. I'm about to wage war to a degree. I'm not gonna be mistreated and hey, I get all that. I get all that. You know what I mean? We want to be treated fairly and everything like that. But one thing that I've learned is that we have to choose our battles, right? So there's right, there's wrong, and there's reality. You know what I mean? Um, I live in Cali right now, and inflation and prices, are sky high. And yeah, you fight, you vote, you know what I mean? Petition. Yeah, you definitely fight. But in the meantime, you have to pay these higher prices, right? There's there's no way around it. If you go on strike and you're like, I'm not gonna pay these prices and I'm not paying that gas, well, then I guess you're walking, right? You choose your battles. I mean, it's up to you. What type of life you want to live and what type of battles you want to fight. But if you're getting a symbol on your body or a piercing or something like that, people are going to judge. And a lot of people just want to be, I don't care what people think and everything, but it will affect your life. You know what I mean? It will affect, or it really could affect a certain job you may be trying to get. Um, you know, if you're trying to get into an apartment, you know, people take applications and everything like that because they want to know. They want to know things about you because they're making judgments. You know what I mean? They want to know how much you make. They want to know because that kind of tells them your lifestyle. I remember when I first got my first car, I had a very low credit score. And I didn't understand it. And they were like, "Well, you need a credit card or something like that." And I'm like, dude, I'm in my 20s. The only reason I've survived, I've been on my own for so long, is that I've bought everything in cash. Well, cash don't have any type of a trail. You know what I mean? Like credit card is recorded. So they looking at me like, "Oh, you must have been some drug dealer or something like that." They it's just judgment right away. Like, you don't have any credit. Like I can't trust that you've been paying your bills, because your credit score ain't right. And they use that to judge your responsibility level. You know what I mean? So basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to get my kids to understand, and and just people in general, is that we have to try our best to understand that there's stigma attached to things, and it's not worth a lot of times, fighting for certain things. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a certain area and I know if I wear red, I may get shot at, but I really like the color red, I'm not going to wear red, or I'm going to go somewhere else. Um, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys may think it's silly, it's just a nose piercing. There's stigma attached to it. It's going to make her life a little bit difficult, in my humble opinion. For those of you out there that have nose rings and everything's going well, hey, you know what I mean? There's no absolutes in this. You know what I mean? But there is a high percentage that, that nose rings, body piercings, tattoos, certain, if I see a dude out there with a sleeve tattoo and, you know, head shaved, and I'm gonna look at him a certain way. I'm gonna be a little bit, like, hey, what's up with that? When you see people, dress a certain way, pants sagging, you form judgments, and if we say that we don't, I believe we're lying, because that's just natural. You observe, you see somebody coming into a restaurant, you see him looking around a lot. You're making judgments. Hey, what's up with that guy? You know, why is he acting the way he's acting? Why his eyes so big? Why he can't sit still? He could just be can't sit still. He could be what do you call that, on the spectrum? He could be ADD. But right away we pass judgments, and we don't go and ask, and we're looking out for ourselves. We're looking out for our family, because that's just reality. So it's a bit of a ramble. Hopefully you got something out of it. And if not, hey, keep it pushing. And that's that's the name of the game. You get what you can, and whatever. Or if you don't, just move on to the next. I won't be offended, and it's all good. I'm just doing what I feel God puts on my heart. So God bless you guys.